But I'm reminded of just those early days, us visiting Haiti. Yes, tell me about that.
I want to speak to that ministry because
Yes.
I'd kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
And so I'm a new missions director. I get an email asking if we want to pack 1 million meals to send overseas. And I thought to myself, well, this guy, I've never met him. He's asking to do this, but none of our partners that we work with overseas is asking for 1 million meals. So I asked him, why would we do that? And so it led into a conversation. And the reality of this ministry had been primarily focused on relief for so long, they didn't know any other way. So, and frankly, at that time, I didn't know any other way except to point them to what Life in Abundance was doing. And so we went on a trip together and we saw it. And it wasn't long after that leader left. He was tired. He got donor fatigue. And that's what relief can do sometimes, is bring on donor fatigue. But it was interesting because years later he came back and he said, now I'm ready to be serious about development because that's what God calls us to do. And really, in addition, that's how we would all want to be treated, right?
Yeah.
We don't want to receive handouts all the time. We want to be developed so that we can help those that are in need. So, that's a powerful story.
Yeah. And this way that has been expressed, that if you're just feeding people in the place where you find them, it's almost like you find them in a hole and you want to feed them. So you continue to throw food down for them to eat and survive, but stay in the hole. But if we could come and provide a ladder that makes them be able to climb out of that hole to the surface, and they're able to not only see the light, but they are also able to get the food themselves and be in the freedom. It really is Isaiah 61, that we break the chains of injustice. We bring them to a place where their shame is exchanged for dignity, and they become the righteousness of God. That's truly transformational development.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there are times for relief.
Yeah.
When a crisis hits, it's all hands on deck to get out of this crisis. And in our book, we talk about that in our trip to Haiti. Before the earthquake hit, Haiti was thriving and doing well, but after it was just devastating. 160,000 people are estimated being killed in this little country. And the world responded dramatically and beautifully. Yeah. But a year later, it's still the same thing. It's still more relief and more relief and more relief. Yeah. And so the time for relief was over. But sometimes when the crisis hit, it's hard to transition. And so that's what we went there to see. And going back to 1 Corinthians 12, when the God has given different gifts in different parts of the body, that's where we called on our African friends to help us respond to the situation to get Haiti out of a relief mode. Yeah.
And, it's easier to do a relief-based kind of ministry because you can easily accomplish what you desire to accomplish and walk away with a satisfaction that see what I have done. In a way, it can even be self-serving, that my guilt is taken away and I have fulfilled something that is worthy of me reporting.
Yeah.
But development comes with staying the longer course, training them to come to a place where they can do it for themselves, walking alongside, really being involved with bringing up skills that can sustain for the longer term. So it's not something you can do in a day or in a week. It's working with and continually coming alongside. And these are the principles that we share in the book.
Yeah. They're biblical principles that maybe I would say even the Western church doesn't talk about too much.
Yeah.
Our Western approach is to compartmentalize things. When we say Matthew 25, for example, how we're instructed, I was hungry and you fed me and I was thirsty. And this is a list of things how do we respond when a relief situation arises, but that's not our overall response. Our response, as I say, is 61, and how they can break the chains that have led to this poverty at all levels. So, yeah.